The things that you have in your heart that you think are impossible are often just milestones waiting to get accomplished if you can push those limits. Everything was impossible until somebody else did it. So you can either hang around people that tell you it can be done, or hang around those that inspire possibilities. Welcome to the Inspiring Possibilities Podcast. Weekly interviews with entrepreneurs, artists, those that inspire possibilities. And I'm your host, Julian Marion. So I wanted to shoot a quick episode regarding personal development and coaches, but also personal development primarily. So I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were kind of like stuck at the same place, right? Stuck at the same place for a couple of years and trying to go on interviews and just not moving the needle. And so they were thinking of, hey, maybe I need to go and just do a certification, right? I'm doing a certification so I can have more stuff, and I kind of stopped them and I'm like, no, like doing that is doing career development, right? Like you working on a piece of paper, to advance your career. But what you need to start looking at is personal development, like working on yourself, right? I don't know if you guys heard that before, but there's a concept called human life value, right? Which is what you have as a human, like the value that you have. Whenever you work on personal development, you're working on yourself, right? That means like self-awareness, right? Knowing what type of personality you are, with what kind of blind spots you have, right? What are your triggers? Productivity, journaling, meditation, getting to know yourself, your values, values that you're moving towards, value that you're moving away from, what kind of roles you are. What is your soul purpose blueprint? Like, what were you called on this earth to be and do? Right? Like working on yourself, because regardless of where you go, you're going to take yourself with it, right? But oftentimes whenever we get, certifications or degrees, yes, they kind of attach to you, but sometimes they're specific to an industry that you're in, right? And so it doesn't allow you to expand. And so I shared, something that, a mentor from afar that has, a long time passed away, Jim Rohn, had shared. He said, your level of income is never going to exceed your level of personal development, right? So your level of personal development or your level of income, how much money you make, is never going to exceed the level of personal development that you have in yourself, that you're doing, the work that you're putting in, right? And so anytime you're looking at high achievers or high earners or people that, that make more, they spend more time on themselves, figuring out themselves, and working on themselves. And so whenever you work on yourself, you are expanding the container that is you, right? You're expanding that container, because in life, I believe there's three things. There's things that you know, right? There's things that you don't know. This is where I'm getting a book, maybe I'm getting a coach. But then there's things you don't even know you don't know. But that's where all of the gifts, the beauty, like all the amazing things in life are, and the things that we don't know. And oftentimes the things we don't know come from, coaches or experiences that we have. So right now we're about to hit May, right? So that means that for some, you're looking back at your goal and you're like, oh man, I'm just so far off course, right? Like I put this goal and I'm just still not there. And so I would ask you, this question: when is the last time that you worked on yourself? Not on your career, not on a certification, not on the course online. Like, when is the last time that you worked on yourself? Right? Like, what is your passion? What are your gift? What are your values? What are the values that you cannot stand? What are your roles? What is your I am statement? Like, who are you? Right? Getting to know who you are, not the job that you do, but who you are. right? Because your level of income is never going to exceed your level of personal development. Because when you work on yourself, aka personal development, you are becoming something else. You are becoming someone else. So, like they always talk about like that version of yourself, right? Like, what does this person need to be? Let's say if you're somebody that, that wants to, let's be a millionaire, right? Make 7-figure. So let's say if you're that person that wants to make 7-figure and you're not there, you're not even at 6-figure yet, right? So it's really hard to think about like, what do I need to become to actually earn $1 million, right? Or if it's 6-figure, if it's like, like at least 100,000, like who do I need to become? Because that person is different than the current version of you right now, right? So you're going to go through different evolution every single time, right? And oftentimes the evolution happens whenever you spend time on yourself. You spend time working on yourself, right? So I encourage you right now, if you're not where you want to be in life, whether it's, income, relationship, your body, I would encourage you to go. Matter of fact, I will challenge you. To go and work on yourself. Personal development, right? Work on yourself, right? And if you need me for some recommendation, you know where to find me, julianmarion.org or at JulianInspires on Instagram. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.